1 year ago, exactly 1 year ago, I took a big decision. I left my 9 to 5 job in the banking industry and started a business. So it is one full calendar year I took that decision. I know this is a decision a lot of people usually want to take, but because of fear, they say, where do I go from here if I take this decision? If I leave my 9 to 5 job, how do I fare? How do I manage my finances? Will I ever make money? A lot of people are actually afraid. A lot of people are fearful to take that decision, irrespective of how they feel. Sometimes they actually know that it is time to take the decision, but because of the fear of the unknown, they refuse to take the decision and maintain status quo. Welcome to my channel. My name is Kemi Alex, and in this series that I will be shooting from now till the end of December, I'm going to be talking about my experience as a former banker turned to a business owner. So in this series of content that I'm going to be shooting from now to December, I'm going to be discussing a lot of things about entrepreneurship, especially for newbies, and also for people that are trying to make that decision, people that are looking for how they can start a business in 2026 and maybe become a full-time business owner, and people that want to make decisions regarding leaving 9 to 5 and starting a business, how they can go about it, what are they supposed to be doing now, what are they supposed to be leveraging on, what are they supposed to be building. So this is what this content series is going to be about. But today I'm going to be sharing few lessons I have learned for 1 year of being a full-time entrepreneur. Number one lesson is this: you cannot be too ready. When I mean too ready, like you see yourself that you're already 110% or 150% and that you don't need any other thing again. No. If you want to transition from being a 9 to 5 worker to become a full-time entrepreneur, a full-time business owner, meaning that nobody is going to pay you salary at the end of the month. Nobody is going to, if you don't work, then that means you're not going to get paid. Or if your systems don't work for you, you're not going to get paid. That's what it means. It means that you are solely responsible for yourself. You are solely responsible for your activities. But you cannot be too ready. What I mean is, when you take the big leap from becoming a busy 9 to 5, a full-time 9 to 5 worker, to becoming a full-time entrepreneur, you cannot be too ready. You always find out that there's something you're supposed to do. You always find out that there's something you're supposed to learn. You always find out that, oh, if I had known, I would have put this system in place before I start, before I take that decision. So you cannot be too ready. But the good thing is that you need to have the basic things you need to put in place, the basic system, the basic structure, the basic clarity you need can keep you going. And as you go along the line, you start putting systems in place, you start getting structures, you start getting to understand, in fact, you start getting to understand the attitude you need to build, the skills that you need to build as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, especially when you're starting afresh. I am telling you, it's a lot of work to build a business from scratch. It's a lot of work. You need communication skills. You need clarity to know the kind of business you want to go into. You need to understand if your profit from that business will be able to run your lifestyle, if the profit from the business will be able to sustain the business, will be able to sustain the staff. You'll be able to, pay for basic things that keeps the business going. Like in my country, we spend a lot of money on electricity, we spend money on logistics. So those are the things you need to know before you start. So you need to know the basic things. You don't start without knowing anything. Like people say, just start it. Yes, you can just start, but would you just start with being naive? No information. You can't just start without information, not knowing what you want to do, not having clarity. Now, even if you know the product you want to sell, or if you know the service you want to render, you need to know the cost, you need to know your profit margin, you need to know a lot of things. So, but you cannot be too ready. I mean that you cannot have it set 150% and say, oh, I have it set 150%, so I'm ready to step out. You still always get something that is going to surprise you in entrepreneurship. You still get something to learn. Entrepreneurship, business, is a daily learning field. It's not an escape route for people that do not want to work. Somebody might just believe that, oh, I'm tired of my job, I need freedom. I want to become an entrepreneur, I want to own my business so that I have freedom, I'll travel. Come, Shocker. When you were starting from scratch, you might not get all that freedom because you have to work very hard to be able to get to the point where you have the freedom. For you to leave your page or where somebody pays you every month, irrespective of what happens, somebody's taking responsibility to make sure that your account is credited at the end or at a particular time. For you to be able to leave that comfort to become a full-time 100% business owner, that means you have to be confident of your action. You need to be prepared. You have to be confident. What I mean by being confident of your action means that you own your action. You own the results of everything you do. If you do the business well and there's a lot of profit, a lot of income, you're making traction, it's over to you. You enjoy it, you own it, you are happy, you are glad. Then if it goes otherwise, if you handle it with levity and allow things to go south and go bad, you are going to bear the brunt. So you see, when you're being paid salary, somebody is at the top, they are making sure that things are working. But when you step aside, it is on you. So when something is on you, what are you supposed to be doing? You have to be confident. You have to be able to take responsibilities for all your actions and inaction. So you have to be ready. So that means before you take that big decision to step out of your salary zone to becoming a business owner, owning a business, you need to be ready to take responsibilities for action for anything that happens after you have taken that big decision. So you have to be prepared. So the preparation will bring about the confidence you're going to have that, oh, I am prepared, even if you are not too prepared, but you have some preparation on ground. All right, let's go to the next lesson. The next lesson is clarity comes along the way. Sometimes clarity does not come at once. It doesn't come at once like a light bulb moment, but clarity comes along the way. As you move along, as you recruit staff, as you build momentum, as you communicate to customers, they tell you their needs, you notice and the trend. You can use data, also past data, present data, questionnaire information from customers to be able to get clarity as regards where you're going to, your plan for the company, your plan for the future. Another lesson I want to share is that clarity comes along the way as you start. Starting from the scratch, building from the scratch, it might look confusing. A lot of times you ask yourself, who sent me? Like, how? Why? I could have just remained a salary earner and just get paid at the end of the month and all. But if you keep going back to say why and why, you will not be able to move forward. So clarity comes from starting and moving every day, day by day, learning from here, getting feedback from customers, getting communication from the market, getting data, getting, questionnaires, listening to what people are complaining about. Then you start getting clarity. Let's say, for example, you are producing a particular product, whether physical product or digital product, because I operate in both fields. I produce physical products and I also produce digital product. So you will want to listen to the market to get clarity. You will want to listen to your customers to get clarity. You would want to listen to your staff, to your workers to also get clarity as you go along the way. Sometimes a customer might complain about a product and would tell you to modify the product in a particular way, and that modification would even make the product to become your best-selling product. Imagine you having a particular product and a customer just comes and says, oh, I would love this product in a particular variant. I need it to add, the food industry, right? I need it to add ginger. I need it to add pepper to this product. And, maybe you do the same thing. You go to add that and you produce a different variant. Okay, we can make a custom made for you. Instead of you telling the customer, we don't do that here. Now imagine that you make that custom made product for a customer. The customer goes away with it and somebody tested it and said, this is so nice. Wow, can we get more? Do you know you're getting clarity? So clarity comes from your everyday activity in the business. So you don't need to have a stiff rule and this is just what we produce. You need to be flexible to test the market for you to get clarity and to get your best selling product. Also, another lesson I've learned is that in entrepreneurship, in business, you need a stack of skills. You need so much skill stack. Like, Not one. You know, before we think that, oh, if this person knows how to talk very well, so this person can be a business owner. No, it's just not just about knowing how to talk very well. It's not about talking. There are a lot of skills, innate skills, the one you're going to learn. You need to learn, you need to know your numbers, you need to learn numbers, you need to learn communication, you need to learn negotiation, you need to learn leadership, you need to learn a lot about staffing, learn about production. You need to just learn and learn. You need to stack skills. Stacking of skills, they will be handy. Especially you're starting as a one man. For me, some of the skills I stacked along the line became useful when I started my business. Imagine I'm able to do a lot of things. I'm able to run my ads. Even if I have people who run ad for me, you know, I already know the expectation of a good ad. I'm not in the dark as regards how to run ad. I know how to do it. Then if there's a problem and the person is not available, I know what to do to make some adjustments to the ad and make it work well. I know how to do simple, basic graphic designs. I know how to do basic video editing. I know how to do a lot of things. I know how to produce the actual product I'm producing. So we need a stack of skills. So if you are trying to venture into business and you want to leave your 9 to 5 permanently for your business, you need stack of skills. You need to go and learn a lot of things, especially now when we have the AI era. You need to learn how to do some of these things, even if you are not going to be doing them for yourself, but you need the idea. You need to be able to save the day in case you have somebody that you employ that is not able to take over that. You need to have an idea of what they're doing there. That is what makes you a leader. That is what makes you an entrepreneur, a problem solver, right? Then another lesson I have learned is this: consistency beats every other thing. Consistency beats intelligence. Consistency beats connection. Consistency beats a lot of things. In fact, if you are not consistent and tenacious, you cannot own a business, because a lot of things are out there to just frustrate you, especially in the country where I am. A lot of things are out there to make you ask yourself, why did I decide to become an entrepreneur? A lot of things will want you to go back to say, oh, let me go back to my pay job and let somebody pay me. But you know what makes you different is that you're able to produce, you're able to create wealth, and it makes you among the top 1%. You cannot be among top 1% if you're always running for challenges. You don't want to be in the you don't want to be in the forefront of creating solutions, solving problems. You want to be at the back. You want to be inside the cubicle. Yeah. So what happens in the field of entrepreneurship is this: a lot of things will come your way that will want you to go back and say, oh, I cannot do this, I can't do this is not me, I need rest, oh, the challenges are too many. But you know, if you continue and you were consistent, it will get to a cruising point. You will get to a cruising point. Yeah, cruising point for some people might be 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, as the case may be. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm 1 full year in business. I am not yet in that crescendo, the cruising point I want to be. But I can tell you that I understand the whole scenario now. I now understand what is going on. So if you are here on this channel, you're just watching me for the first time, please click the subscription bell so that you'll be able to get more of my videos. Let's grow together. I'm an entrepreneur. Let's grow together. Yeah. On the journey of entrepreneurship, you are going to learn a lot of lessons. It's not a bed of roses, but it's a very interesting journey that it's a very interesting journey that tells you what you're made of. It shakes you to know that you have something inside you that the world is looking for, the world is waiting for you. So what is that idea that you have in you and you're afraid to bring it out? Bring it on. Bring it on. Yeah, you might not just jump out of your 9 to 5 because you have an idea. You need to test the idea, make sure that that idea is actually workable, will actually sell, will scale, people actually need it. Then you test it, test run it, and let it start. Let it start, kickstart it. Then when you kickstart it and you are able to say this idea is going to scale, then if you need to leave your 9 to 5 to focus on that idea 100%, you make the necessary preparation and leave. All right, thank you for watching my video up to now. See you in the next video, because we are on a vlogmas from now till the end of December. It's a challenge. So thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with me. Once again, subscribe, comment, like, and share.